Imagine sitting in a busy pediatric clinic. Your toddler has a 102-degree fever, they are visibly distressed, and the pediatrician is rapidly rattling off complex medication dosages and fever protocols. You want to capture every detail, but your cognitive bandwidth is completely maxed out. In that moment of sheer overload, parents frequently resort to a highly understandable consumer reflex. They quietly pull out their smartphones, open a voice memo app, and hit record. While that recording gives the parent immediate peace of mind, it exposes the pediatric practice to immense operational risk. Without explicit consent, an unauthorized medical recording is a direct violation of patient privacy rules. This diagram shows exactly why standard mobile apps are dangerous in a clinical setting. When a parent records on a personal device, the audio file usually auto-syncs to third-party cloud servers in the background. That means highly sensitive protected health information, or PHI, is now sitting in hackable databases far outside the clinic's control. To protect their licenses and their practices, doctors post signs explicitly banning all recordings. The clinic secures its legal footing, but the parent is left trying to memorize critical care instructions on zero sleep. This gridlock is known as the consent collision. It is the direct clash between the everyday reality of consumer technology and the strict, unyielding requirements of HIPAA compliance. Providers are trapped in a corner. They either turn a blind eye and risk a catastrophic data breach, or they actively block parents from capturing the medical context they need to care for their sick kids. The safest way to handle rogue recordings isn't to fight a losing battle against smartphone habits. It is to take that exact behavior and formalize it through a highly secure, dedicated system. The healthcare industry requires a structural go-between, a kind of legal API, a system designed specifically to absorb the burden of compliance so the doctor and the patient can just communicate. That structural fix is an ambient AI platform called ExamNote AI, and specifically its companion application, Patient Bridge. It replaces the illicit voice memo with an authorized, secure pipeline. Inside the exam room, the workflow is incredibly straightforward. Instead of hiding their phone, the parent scans a unique provider-linked QR code to securely join the session. Before any audio is captured, the app presents a formal consent layer. Parents read a plain language privacy notice and tap to provide explicit agreement, clearing the legal ambiguity instantly. Once the visit begins, the recording does not save to the parent's phone. The audio is routed immediately over TLS encryption directly to Google Cloud Gemini for processing, bypassing local device storage entirely. By moving the recording process out of the shadows and into an open, documented channel, the physician gains an immediate legal shield before the medical exam even starts. This diagram illustrates ExamNote AI's core defense mechanism, a stateless architecture. The encrypted audio waveform enters the server and splits into two distinct text documents, while the original audio file instantly disintegrates. The exact moment those text transcriptions are generated, the audio buffer is permanently wiped. Because the audio is never actually written to a hard disk, there is zero retained PHI. It cannot be leaked in a data breach, it cannot be subpoenaed, and it cannot be used by third parties to train future AI models. From that single vanished audio stream, the system produces two highly specific outputs. The physician receives a fully coded, structured SOAP note directly in their dashboard, while the parent receives an actionable visit summary written at a 6th grade reading level. The technology effectively neutralizes the risk. It turns the medical recording from a dangerous liability into a temporary, secure vehicle for translating complex medical jargon into readable information. This creates an entirely new clinical dynamic. Parents lose the incentive to sneak a voice memo because the clinic is actively handing them something far superior, an organized, readable summary they can actually use. The practice operates under a formal business associate agreement and relies on automated coding, which immediately insulates them from both legal action and administrative burden. The downstream effects are highly measurable. Because parents leave the clinic with clear instructions in hand, practices see fewer confused callback calls, and because the AI captures all the details, billing errors drop. Patient Bridge solves the collision by aligning the strict risk management requirements of the pediatric clinic with the deeply emotional need of a parent to care for their child. The goal of introducing clinical AI into the exam room isn't to force doctors and patients to stare at yet another screen. The goal is to make the act of documentation completely invisible. By acting as an automated broker of trust, ExamNote AI absorbs all the legal friction that usually drags down modern medical communication. It delivers on the platform's central promise, freeing the pediatrician to step away from the keyboard and put their full focus back on the child. Because when the technology quietly and securely manages the liability in the background, the pure, unhindered connection between doctor and patient